That's so good.
A week.
We gotta do this on a dog.
We're not doing A5 Kobe on a hot dog. Today we're going to be doing another mukbang, but today instead of eating the spicy ramen, we're going to be trying something different. We have Kobe beef. This is a USA product. This is from Snake River's Farms. So I couldn't find the A5 Wagyu right now, so I just found this at H Mart, which is cool to try. We have had A5 Wagyu before. This is the American Wagyu. So we're gonna try this out and see how it tastes today. We're gonna be setting up a little Korean barbecue style type eating thing today. So we got some banchan we're gonna be grilling right in front of us. And hopefully we don't set up the smoke alarms, but we'll see how it goes. You guys enjoyed the last video, so we're gonna hear and try doing another one. We'll see how it goes. I'm sweating my face off already. Let's try this. I'm gonna open one coconut. Nothing like fresh coconut, man.
I didn't even see you put this mic on me.
We need something to cook this with.
What do you mean? Your chopsticks?
Oh, we don't have chopsticks. So we're super excited to try this out today. And then while we're at it, we're gonna do a Q&A with the chef. So we have some questions that we're gonna ask each other. And then also, if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and jump in and ask us some questions. Any questions? No? That's right here. So we're gonna open up a young coconut. I opened mine already. So now you can open this one.
Thanks.
Now I'm gonna be wondering, y'all see this rice pot here, and I'm like, oh, y'all got rice and beef? Good idea. But actually, Jenna's trying to stay away from carbs, so instead of carbs, we're doing
Keto friendly.
keto friendly. Jeez. Ooh, it's hot.
Yeah.
I don't want to risk it. The baby's sleeping.
That's right. It's on one.
Oh, now it is. Oh, baby. That might be too smoky. It's too smoky.
Cast iron.
So it's too smoky now. So we're gonna put it under the fan so we don't wake up the baby. Okay, here we go. Okay, first question. How old were you when you first started cooking?
8 or 9 or 10. One of those 8, 9 or 10. Somewhere in between there. So I loved watching PBS cooking shows, but I hated the cooking part. I only liked watching it if there was a dessert segment at the end. Then one day I was like watching Food Network because we finally got cable. And I remember watching Gail Gann, and she was baking something, and I was like, I want to bake something. And I saw one that said banana bread, and it looked pretty easy, so I figured, let me try it. It turned out beautiful. It rose perfectly. It looked beautiful, and then like I tasted it, and I was like, ugh. Little did I know when the recipe called for baking soda, I didn't know you weren't supposed to grab the open box of baking soda from the refrigerator. Oh my goodness.
You ate it without me?
Sorry.
I'm sitting here waiting for you and you just ate it without me?
I know you ate one yesterday.
I did not. My mom ate one. I made it for her. I did not even make myself one.
Not even one?
Not even one.
Why are you smiling?
Because you freaking ate one without me. Oh man. There's no salt in here.
I think it's perfect.
I don't really need it. It's like so much flavor for
Yeah,
me.
so much flavor. You don't even need any seasoning for this. Are you going to answer the question?
Oh, what? How old was I when I started cooking? I was 8 years old. I started cooking. My uncle, and then I learned from watching my uncle cook. I didn't know we could make stuff at home. And then one Thanksgiving, my uncle made homemade pizza. I smelled the dough. I felt the cornmeal in my hands, and I got super excited. And I went home, and for like 3 weeks straight, I made homemade pizza at 8 years old. Sauce, cheese, not homemade cheese. Dough, everything.
Milking a cow.
Yeah, I was milking on the cow in the backyard. Yeah, straight out of Culinary Institute of America. I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings. And when I saw my friends. So I was out of school. I left for CIA.
That's so good.
A week after graduating.
We gotta do this on a dog.
We're not doing A5 Kobe on a hot dog. What was I was telling my story. You made me forget what I was talking about. So I went to school. I went to Culinary Institute of America, the best culinary school in the world. I actually had to drop out, and then I came back, and I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings in my old neighborhood, because my family's house was getting foreclosed on. I saw something to move. And then the whole entire football team from my football team came into the Buffalo Wild Wings, and I was working in the kitchen. And they saw me, and I hid behind the counter. And the server was like, oh, there's some people out here looking for you. I'm like, no, that's not me. I'm not here. And then I was taking the trash, and they were still there, and I stopped and talked to them. They're like, oh,
hilarious.
Didn't you go to culinary school, bro? I'm like, what, this is what you're doing?
Oh, this is
Why
not
would you put the cheese in there?
This is not non-stick. I thought it was non-stick.
Let it cook, let it crisp. Let it crisp, just leave it alone. What is the favorite dish you've ever made?
How about we ask each other that? Like, what do you think your favorite thing that I ever made? And I'll tell you
Favorite thing that you ever made me?
Yeah.
The best thing I ever had that you made, it's like very simple. I was a huge fan of the icebox cake, the red velvet icebox cake.
For real?
Yeah,
Out of everything I could have possibly made.
I really like that. That was really good. Yes. To the pan. All right, your favorite thing that I ever made you.
Oh, it's so hard because you make such good things.
There's a difference. I cook every single day. She bakes when we have to. Oh my god.
If you have ever had this, I can eat this on everything.
This is ketchup.
It's the gochujang baby daddy's hot sauce.
In a bottle.
If you haven't tried it, you need to go on LoveFoodMore.com and order yourself a bottle because I'm not a paid sponsor. He's not paying me to say this. It is literally my favorite thing he's ever made. I can literally put it on anything.
This is my favorite. Yuzu truffle. It says Bangkok Fire, but it's yuzu truffle because I recycle my bottles at home. What do you love about being a chef the most? What do you love about being a chef?
I know a lot of people say creating your own food, but mine is probably the end result. Like, I liked creating, but the reason why I left Disney was because I couldn't see people's reaction. And that's probably my favorite part.
My favorite part is being on my feet all day. I think eating, dude. Like, eating is the best. Like, when you create something dope and it works, like, seeing it come to life, you know, creating. Always creating and adapting. Because even if you make something, it's always different the next day. It's always different an hour before. Like this cheese sauce. I make it the same every time, but now I'm to make it. Now it's like a freaking leather brick.
Because you...
Any chefs you admire, and what do you admire about them the most?
I think the first person that came up in my head was Dominique Crenn because of all the crap that she's going through. And being a woman in this industry is still freaking hard. Like,
being a man in this industry is hard.
No, being a woman. Like, I remember we were fighting one day, and he goes, "But you're not a chef." Yeah, I'll remind you of that every single day. He's like, "You're not a chef. You're pastry. That's different."
I didn't even say it like that. You are a lot more tedious and perfectionist in cooking.
Yeah, and that's why I'm pastry, because I like doing all that. I can't just throw things in bowl. I don't cook, as you can see. I don't cook.
I know, I've been doing all the cooking. She was just talking.
Yeah. When you asked that question, who was the chef that popped into your brain first?
Gavin. Gavin Case.
Oh, funny story. Excuse me as I talk when I eat with my mouth full. We were working for Gavin Kaysen, and my chef at the time told me this funny story of how he was interviewing some guy. Or not interviewing, he was like telling some guy who was working for him that his station was a mess. And he says, "Is your room like this? Because if your room is like this, I can't hire you, or you can't be here as like an employee of mine." Because basically what he's basically saying, that's not the exact word from word, but what he's saying is like, if you got a cluttered station, you got a cluttered mind. And so it's like, you basically can't work with me when you're like that. I love this story so much. I went home, told Josh that story, and I come home and the house is immaculate. Like, I'm telling you, this guy would do anything for Gavin Kaysen. We moved from a very comfortable, happy place in Florida to work for Gavin Kaysen.
I'm crying right now
because he like literally was like, "Jenna, I'm gonna work for him, and I'm gonna move to Minnesota with or without you. So you can come along, or you can stay here, but I'm going." What was I supposed to do? I had to leave my perfectly good job. I had a potential promotion coming up at the job that I had in Florida for a big chef, and I left it all for higher opportunity to work for one of the best chefs in the country and to like get out of my comfort zone. I mean, in the end, I did learn a lot, but I left a lot as well. But you know.
Yeah. It became a sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly. I guess sacrifice was worth it in the end. Because we wouldn't be here where we are today if we didn't do it.
But I ended up leaving his restaurant to go. I was promised a lot of lies. What is that called when you get promised a lie? A lie. I was lied to.
He was tricked.
I was tricked. For money. Leave it at that.
It wasn't for money. It was an opportunity to run his own kitchen.
Yeah.
And you can't get that anywhere. And you can't deny that that was like a bad choice.
No, it was
because
great.
in the end, you learned a lot.
I learned a lot. I met
you
great
wouldn't have
people.
never
I
learned
worked
that
with
by
great
working
people.
under Gavin for the rest of your life.
I think I would have learned eventually. You know, but you know, I don't regret. I don't live with
Not
regret.
under somebody else's money.
I don't live with regret. That's my thing. I move on, and you know, I let bygones be bygones, and I keep those bridges tight because you never know when
he cuts those bridges
you
off
need to go over the dam, or you never know. I don't know. It's not like a business thing. It's just like that's who I am. Like I never want to. I always want my last thing to be like I tried to make things good with you. You know what I mean? Like, even if like a friend, something happened with a friend, I always say I'm sorry. You know, if we still want to be, if we can be okay, we can be okay. If it's bothering you still, then I did my part. I said I'm sorry. You know, if you don't want to forgive me, that's up to you.
You don't know what he's talking about.
I leave the ball in your court.
You don't want to know.
But anyway, last question. What is on the last one? What is your favorite dessert?
See, I'm not a cook, but I'm a fatty, so I like to do these weird combinations. I don't know, what's your favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? Ooh, cookies.
Baby Zito's ice cream.
Oh shoot, yeah.
The gochu gang. Oh, the gochu gang. Gochu. The gochu brownie ice cream.
What is this?
And then there was one other one. What was that favorite one? It was like.
It was like chip.
No.
The croning.
The croning, yeah, the croning.
Baby Zito's ice cream in Minnesota.
That was probably as far as like comfort.
Yeah,
dessert. I can eat that every day.
The cheeseburger on the weekends, number one. But like I still like if I'm like just chilling at home, I love cookies. Like even like a Chick-fil-A cookie, I'll mess with that.
Hey, Bobby. Hi.
Want some kimchi?
No, fool.
So today we're gonna continue eating and eating all this beef because we're about halfway through right now, and we're after talking to y'all. But what do you think about the beef? Is it good?
Oh my gosh, better than any steak or burger I've ever had.
For the U.S. Wagyu, super premium, super great.
Again, if you want to see it on a bad and bougie Korean corn dog, comment now. You're looking at my coconut.
Okay, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube and follow if you like this kind of content, because we'll be cooking and eating and sharing our foodie adventures with you. Because we know you love food, but our goal is to get you to love food more. So stay tuned on the next adventure. Thanks for tuning in. And you got anything to say? Say something. Yeah, say something. No!